tend to think of the end.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to Switch to Linux. All right, so we're going to be covering some news stuff. I actually estimated the time it was going to take for me to get started here, and so I was like running so tight, and I didn't get a chance to cook my dinner yet. And I have a kitty that wants to say hi. Oh, okay, come on. Are you going to come, or are you going to... All right, fine, run away. Kitty's kind of wants to say hi, but kind of wants to run away at the same time. I don't know. All right. Yeah, well, there's two of them. He woke up. All right, he's going back to sleep. All right. Okay, so as you saw, we're going to look into a lot of different things. I think this time we're going to cover the cover story, Microsoft. What's Microsoft doing last? I just kind of picked out a bunch of other things that I wanted to get into. So greetings everybody on the comments. Let's have a look at what we got. Yep, Kitty's all right. I like that new bodacious kitty cam. That's pretty cool. All right. Yeah, I thought I'd do this one early. I do not always have the ability to do them early on Fridays. I'm usually busy until right around 9:30, and then I come back and rush and get everything set up. But this time I'm actually busy tomorrow instead of today, so decided I'd live stream a little earlier. That way I know there's several friends out there in UK that want to tune in, and, 11 o'clock is, I guess, 4 a.m. over there, so... Howdy, Chip. You finally caught me. All right, we haven't even started yet. All right. Yeah, if you didn't watch the Google about Ubuntu spoof video from Linux Quest, go check it out after we're done with the live stream. Can't leave yet. All right. So yeah, that is this fun April Fool's joke. It was kind of fun. Yeah, Chip. It's an April Fool's joke. It's an April Fool's joke. All right. So we are going to, if I can find all my title screens here, there we are. Just gonna do a quick title screen, weekly roundup. Also, for those interested, I actually created an Amazon Associates account last night, so I'll be putting links into some of the equipment that I'm using, and eventually I'll be creating ending video slides if you want to use Amazon at all for supporting the channel. That'd be cool. I'm going to eventually do some Patreon as well. I think one of the things, the earlier goals I have, I want to bring on some extra help to make sure there's more content on the website. I want to get more tutorials actually written and do some revising over there. I just can't do it all. And so what we're going to do is just kind of ramp up on some of that stuff. Amazon's ready to go. Everything else we're still working on. All right, let's see. There's our website, blah, blah, blah. And let's go ahead and dive into some news stuff. So we are actually going to start out talking about evil tech. All right. And let me know if that background's too movie or not. I think that might give some people some challenges. I'm not sure. Let me know if it is. I'll take it off. But I just thought, what else do I want for evil tech? So one of the first things I want to talk about here on the evil tech is the Samsung Connect. Of course, there's so many different topics. You know, the Samsung Connect is their new thing designed out that. Kitty wanted to come over and say hi. Kitty woke up and came over to say hi to everybody. Hi, everybody. So basically, as part of their rolling out their new hopefully non-exploding cell phone lines, which quite comical if you didn't catch it in the news, Samsung battery factory blew up. They didn't really release the cause of that yet, but you know, you could guess. So anyway, Samsung is now creating this one device which utilizes one app to sync all of your IoT things. It's like, great, you know, one centralized hub means there's one thing that can now hack everything. And the idea is it's going to start out as just a simple app that can integrate all your smart stuff, and so you don't have to have your app for your refrigerator, and then your app for your TV, and then your app for your fire alarm, then your app for your blinds, and your app for your Facebook to your garbage to Facebook post, whatever. And so they're producing one thing there, which you can use one app to get everything. Of course, that really means that there's one app that is now the weak point, the hack target to access everything. Now, of course, their plan is you can eventually start adding smart devices that are not Samsung specific. But regardless, this is some pretty scary stuff, especially in light of this one here. Smart TV hack, and it embeds an attack code into a broadcast signal. So this is, you could actually take control over a smart TV. This was a like a theoretical thing in 2012, but they actually figured out how to actually do it. By getting a shortwave transmitter, you could actually push all of the necessary codes to gain root access to a television through the back-end browser, and that would actually give you access to anything else on that device. Now, of course, you have to have some type of transmitter, but you could literally go up with a portable transmitter, inject a code into a smart TV, and then backtrack from there into anything else that was on the network. So that's kind of scary, and actually they did this on a fully patched Samsung smart TV. So that was a fascinating piece of information there on evil tech. Waiting for the app for the toilet paper because I'm just that lazy. Actually, yeah, it kind of exists. There is a smart toilet thing that, and I saw pictures of one. A friend of mine showed me pictures of one that he saw. There is a toilet, when you do your business, it will actually spray you down with water and then blow dry behind it. It exists. It's bad. It's scary. That's kind of, yeah. And you don't need toilet paper. So, yeah, it's there, man. It's out there. I mean, it's out there. So just be wary of that. So this is scary. Of course, if all of these hackable devices outside of everything isn't enough, of course we have Elon Musk he's developed a company. It is actually founded, I think he said, last July, but it's just kind of making its way into the public world, where he is trying to embed, he wants to embed basically microchips and whatever else into people's minds, so that you can have this downloadable brain, I mean, think Matrix. Just, you can plug it in, you can download your thoughts. If you die, you could get your thoughts re-uploaded to something else. I don't know. This is creepier than creepy to me. And it's particularly weird because there's actually a neurological symptom where people are literally, in ways, like, it's kind of started with this weird entitlement culture that we've kind of developed, that there's actually people that are like, I feel like I should have been born a paraplegic, and so they spend thousands of dollars to hire a doctor to cut their spinal column so they can be a paraplegic. Of course, it's illegal in the United States, but they'll just take a plane overseas, come back in a wheelchair as a cripple. And that's just crazy. But then with all of these bionic things coming up that people like Elon Musk are talking about, some people are actually proposing to cut off limbs to get bionic arms. And then, of course, like, has anybody ever seen that really bad zombie movie? I think it was it Dead versus Red? I think it was called Dead versus Red. Where the guy's fighting this zombie army, and he lost his arm running away from the zombie, gets in a car crash, and they grab him, and then they sew the arm back on, so he has this zombie arm on him. Like, that's kind of what's going to happen if we have all these robotic arms and they're hacked, Like, I'm going to go kill people. No, I don't want to kill people. And then the thing will turn on yourself, and, you'll have all of this craziness going on if we're cutting off our actual limbs to put bionic limbs on ourselves. And here's a guy who wants to do that in our brain core. Can you imagine what happens if your brain gets hacked? That's just scary. Oh, boy. Samson rungs with explosives. Waiting for... Okay. I want a Japanese toilet. Is there 3 seashells on that? I don't know. Oh, it plays tunes also. Great. All right. So anyway, this company here from Elon Musk, it's about as frightening as they get. Of course, they're utilizing some technologies. They reference in here the Robo-Rat, which is a rat that they had really infused a whole lot of stuff in there to be able to control its brains and things like that. And of course, there's the Robo Roach, which is a children's toy. Yeah. Here is the Robo Roach. You can put this computer chip onto a cockroach and control it. Yeah. I'm just, yeah. I don't know. I might kind of want to get me one of these Robo Roaches and then, track down a little cockroach. It might be interesting to see what's going to happen here. But yeah, you can get this Robo Roach, control a cockroach for you. Now, of course, this company, we know this company's something because it's either going to be funded by Elon Musk or Peter Thiel. The guy that brought us Facebook. Obviously not Zuckerberg, but Peter Thiel was the first guy to really invest in Facebook, and so. We get some interesting stuff coming on here. And it's just kind of, it's to me, it's a very interesting world when we're talking about putting computerized brain implants into our head, because that to me just seems very hackable. And that's frightening. That's very, very frightening. So that's scary, but of course, the robo technology is not a problem just within us. It's outside of us. So this article here from CNBC, within a decade, many fast food restaurants will be automated. So, and this is to me, I've watched this pretty closely because where I'm at in central Pennsylvania, of course, we have a company called Sheetz, which was founded down the road there in Altoona. And Sheetz is a gas station brand, if you're not familiar with it. And they were one of the first I've ever seen that actually uses actual ordering kiosks. So if you go into Sheetz, you have this kiosk where you go in there and you put in your whole order, and then it prints out a receipt, and then you got to go pay for the receipt, and then you come back and pick up your order. So, kind of the problem Robert Lustig talks about. Why are we able to pick up food at a gas station? But anyway, and they got really good food too. If you're looking for it, basically fast food, gas station, get your sodas and all this kind of stuff. Well, they have these automated kiosks, and of course they're in Altoona, and also in Altoona is a amusement park called Del Grosso's, which also, like, the company has an amusement park and pasta sauce. And if anybody can figure that out, I don't know. It's kind of like I saw a combination coffee shop and pharmacy when I was up in Portland, Maine. Weird. Of course, not to be outdone, my brother, when he was in North Carolina and Fayetteville, they had inside the same building, I think he said it was a daycare and a topless bar. Anyway, these combo businesses are a little weird, but this was one of them. And how in the world to get off of all that? But anyway, yeah, pasta sauce and amusement park. Well, when I went down there, I go down there once a year, and I went down there last year, and almost they did a lot of big park renovations, and almost the whole thing now is they'll have automated kiosks at a lot of the newer restaurants. Of course, in the same town, probably buddies with the guys at the Sheetz corporate office. So what I'm starting to see is more and more, and this is something that goes on. We talk about, we're talking about this big push to raise minimum wage to $15 an hour. Well, what ends up happening is you price people out of the equation. And then we have a whole lot of automated kiosks now where someone can go in, purchase all their stuff in an automated kiosk. You've replaced an employee at the counter for a long period of time. Now, you don't replace everything, although there are some people who are actually out there, and some people will argue that this will open up better jobs for other people, and it won't. What it's going to do, because the people working at the front end cash registers are not always high-skilled people. Sometimes it's college students or high school students. Sometimes it's grandma and grandpa who are just making ends meet, and sometimes it's just people who just have not gotten off their butt to learn how to do anything real. We have to realize that. Well, to say that we're going to take those out and then that frees up the people doing those jobs to do other things is a pipe dream, because your high school students and college students are not going to be qualified to do something better at this point in time. Grandma and grandpa really can't, and the guys that won't get off their butt, they're just out of luck because they're not going to get off their butt. So what happens is we get more and more of these small, simple service projects out there. It's actually going to hurt the society more because a lot of those lower end jobs are just not available, and we still need some of those. But as the minimum wage gets too high, business is going to come in with a cheaper solution. In this case, it's just replacing all the front-end employees. All right, all our cashiers got to be paid $15 an hour? That's fine. Replace them all with robots. And that's what's going to happen. And it's going to be a dangerous thing. All right, let's go ahead and get caught up on comments over here, if I can. Brain hack. I mean, few things to spend $119 on. Not a roach for a toy. Yeah, you know. Rather buy a turtle bot. Sheetz coffee is the only coffee to buy. I don't know. Sheetz is okay. I've never been a big fan of Sheetz. Now, I'm not a drinker. I just think drinking causes more problems than anything else. I appreciate people's, freedom to do so responsibly, but I'm not a big fan of Sheetz because they're behind a big push in my state. Pennsylvania has the weirdest liquor laws. They're behind the big push to get beer in gas stations, and I think that's worse for society, because if a person is a recovering alcoholic, the last thing they need is to see beer all over the place when they need to go do a necessity in our society, like fill up with gas or buy simple groceries. But yeah, Sheetz coffee's not too bad. I don't mind Sheetz coffee, although I make a lot of my own. Kitty and Peeps, huh? Kitty Cam. Kitty's looking at you. Hi, Kitty. All right. Last combo makes sense, and you can't tax a robot. Yeah, well, some people are actually saying that you should we should have a robo or like a robot tax if you're replacing. Some people have argued for that. I'm not sure if they mentioned that in this article or not, but I've seen that in some of the robo stuff. Now, there was actually another one. I think the Level 1 Techs covered it on the news a couple weeks ago, or somebody did recently. But what they looked at is they looked at a robot that could actually flip burgers and things. Of course, this is in conjunction with like the mostly robotic pizza trucks, you know, that basically can go around like an ice cream truck. This is a pizza truck. It'll make the pizzas pretty much all automated. You still need the guy out. Of course, they're working on how to get it to the point where the thing just drives, and eventually you could get this device that could literally drive with an automated vehicle, create the pizzas, and then deliver it with drones, and just have these automated pizza drone trucks running around issuing pizzas wherever, you know, deploy into the neighborhoods that generally order pizza at the time they usually do, because we have that kind of tracking. And then now we end up, you know, and then whoever owns that device, they are, you know, they're not hiring the low-level employees anymore either for pizza delivery, or even your Dave Ramsey's second job, deliver pizzas until I pay off my debt guy. You know, that guy's now out of luck. And so the robo-revolution very well could hurt us more down the road. About new YouTube restriction, freedom speech. Yeah, YouTube restriction. I did a little article on that a couple weeks ago because they blocked a couple really funny videos. Although my kitchen one where I just showed the microphone wireless setup, that one is still available, but to my knowledge, the other two are still restricted. Of course, what fun would it be? What fun would it be with talking about how technology is potentially going to kill us and is evil than to talk about Uber's, you know, car crash. Of course, the article is they suspend autonomous tests. They have re-resumed them. So what happened here is there was a car crash. Did they have the picture? Oh, bummer. I grabbed an article without the actual picture here. I think the Ars Technica article actually had the picture. Let's see if this photo's here. Yeah, there it is. There's the photo. All right, so basically, I mean, that car that's like the orientation it's not supposed to be, that is the Uber car. Now, what they're saying is that it was the other driver's fault with the collision, but the Uber car still didn't detect it enough time and got into a crash so bad that the car flipped. Of course, the other car was still at fault, but still the Uber car didn't seem to slow down a whole lot when it noticed all of this. Hi, Ryan. How are you? All right. So basically what happened is this car crash happened. Of course, if you followed the stuff when Uber was doing its thing back in California, we ran into a problem in California where they were like, we don't need permits, blah, blah, blah. And then even in that city, while there were permits, there were several videos and images of the Uber cars running red lights. And I'll tell you, if a car crash had occurred, Uber probably could have been sued out of oblivion. And not only would the person involved in a car crash be able to sue them out of oblivion, if that didn't put an end to it, then the state of California could, because the state of California said, you have to have a permit. They're going, no, we can't, blah, 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 blah. And then, and Uber's just jerks. If you use Uber, just stop. Delete the app. They're jerks over there. You can feel that. In fact, Uber's so bad with me. I was the other day, and I saw an Uber car driving with an Uber sticker on the back. Like, oh, a rapist. Oh, did I say that? Because it's like I see more. I don't know. I just don't like Uber. Welcome to my show, I guess, right? So anyway, done video on YouTube restriction. Greetings all. Greetings, Lance. How are you? Technology didn't work well that day. No, tech did not work well that day. But it was not Uber's fault. The car accident was not Uber's fault. Maybe the final impact of it might have been, but anyway. Looks like I still have my, well, hold on, let me delete that, and then we're going to move over here because we're moving out of evil tech, and now we're moving into the realm of phones. Just a couple little phone articles came up. This one here is interesting. The Android headsets could have soft button fingerprint scanners by the end of the year. So we're getting phones now with all these biometric tracking things. So you can unlock it with a picture. You can unlock it with your thumbprint. You could unlock it. I don't know. I wouldn't. Actually, an iris scan is another way. You can unlock with an iris scan, not an Irish scan. But an iris scan. So we're adding all of these biometric tracking into these phones, and I think it's very scary. I think we need to be a little bit more cautious with what we're doing with our phones. And for me, unfortunately, both cell phones or both smartphones that I have in my office have the fingerprint readers, but what I've actually done is put tape over the fingerprint readers because I don't want the thing to even inadvertently grab a fingerprint. I just don't trust the things. I'm certainly not letting it do an iris scan or anything else. It's like I can use a password and that's going to be sufficient for me. Let's see. Watch your videos, like the channel. Thank you, Albert. Yes, I am in PA. I am in central Pennsylvania, not too far from Penn State main campus. Root and disable. Yeah, I could root and disable the stuff in the phone. I'm not really interested in wanting to root all the phones. Mostly the reason I have the smartphones is so that just so that I can do website testing as I'm doing things. I think the day when I'm no longer a website developer for front-end stuff, I might very well do away with smartphones, or at least go to something as stupid and dumb as conceivably possible. That's kind of my goal there. But here they're experimenting with a lot of different sensors from all ceramics, glass. So eventually, with some of the new phones, they're trying to make all one-panel glass on the phone, and so they're basically trying to get the fingerprint readers on any size or format or form factor. And so with that, this is just kind of what this article is. There's just way too much of this stuff. Yeah, actually, I did root my very first Android phone, which was cool. I liked it because I could delete apps. Now you had the ability to disable apps. You could not do that back then, and so I rooted it so I could delete specific apps I didn't want around. And I had no problems with rooting mine. That was a commando. Of course, speaking of all this biometric getting into your phone, Galaxy's brand new S8, you can easily bypass the face recognition with a photo. That's kind of funny. Of course, Facebook. You could unlock it just by pulling up someone else's Facebook profile, right? So... but anyway, and it was they said in here it's unclear whether this was the actual release photo or if this was it was either the actual release or if it was the photo from the release for the testing version. They weren't completely sure, and of course, I think that this particular website is now down where that came from. Although there is a video posted on YouTube. Not sure if that's there or not. And then, of course, what fun would talking about how evil cell phones are be if we didn't look at the study that actually showed that smartphones may be behind the unprecedented rise in pedestrian death. Of course, So... this was a neat study. It was actually a full Department of Transportation study. You can get the PDF here. They have, I don't know how many pages, 38 pages. I read a whole lot. They're looking at pedestrian traffic fatalities. And basically what they're doing is, here's your fatalities. The number of fatalities is rising. And this poses some interesting thoughts and questions because, obviously it is a problem if someone's walking down the street paying way more attention to their phone that they get hit by a car because they step into the street. But I'm almost inclined to say, all right, just Darwin Award the guy, just Darwin Award the guy. Because one of the things that I've seen as a negative consequence of all of this is that with your phones, I've actually seen legislation come out, and I forget where I saw it, but it was a while ago, where some cities, in fact, I think New York City might have been one of them, where it is illegal to be walking and looking at your phone. I might be wrong about that. I'm just thinking back to the Louis Rossmann live stream where he's live streaming with his phone through the city streets. But some people some jurisdictions are trying to make it illegal to be looking at your phone while you're walking. And I think that that's just stupid. A lot of the reason is I like to read and walk. In the summertime, I read and walk all the time. And with reading and walking, they can make the same argument. Well, you're not paying attention. And no, I'm actually paying a lot of attention. I'm paying a lot of attention to my surroundings when I'm walking and reading. Now, I have enough sense not to do that downtown or in busy streets. But walking and reading for me is a very relaxing thing. And if I'm stupid enough to do that, just issue me a Darwin Award, I mean, that's the thing. If you're not familiar with the Darwin Awards, I don't know if it's still around, but it was supposedly true stories of people who have died in the most stupid ways by being complete retards. But that's kind of it, Let's just Darwin Award some of the folks. See what happens. All right. Let's see here. Not far in Western Maryland. You have a friend from over there. People like the fingerprint option on the device. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of scary. I think the cell phone is the under the skin chip or mark. Yeah, I think the cell phone is the under skin chip or mark. Death by Yay, Darwin effect. Yes, somebody else is thinking the same thing I thought. All right, I still use a Galaxy S4, rooted it, and Flash Nougat. Yeah. What ROM am I on? Milos have same Simod MM. What ROM are you on? Mandela effect. Actually, we should talk about the Galaxy S4 stuff. I remember it. I didn't get a chance to pull up the articles here. All right, so the last topic we're going to jump into, are we on a short? Yeah, we're on a short stream. We'll just have to have some more conversation afterwards here. But the last topic we want to talk about is evil Microsoft. There were a few interesting Microsoft things in the news. I bumped one of them, which was just, creators update stuff, mostly because I don't have a developer preview thing to look at it. Southern near Cumberland, cool, very good. Yeah, there's a lot of people local, not too far away. That's kind of cool. We should have like a local, semi-local or tri-state powwow or something on Switch to Linux. That'd be fun. All right, so here is a class action lawsuit over the Windows 10 update. So as I read the original article here, there was some pros, there's some cons. There's some people that are saying that's stupid, that could never happen. There's a whole lot of disagreement and dissension on opinion here, but I think that this is at least an interesting article, and there is some precedent because Microsoft did actually lose a small claims court case where they forced an update on a small business's, I think it was a travel agency business's computer, and it bricked the computer, and they were able to show losses of revenue because of a Windows 10 forced update. And so, looking at the article, one of the things that they're alleging is that it destroyed their hard drive. And this is the one that was the most controversial. Like, can an update brick a hard drive? Well, there's a few answers. Some people are saying yes if it updates the firmware. And that's true. If it could, although a system upgrade generally would not touch the hard drive. So that's probably not the case. The thing that I noted is with Windows 10, for whatever reason, I'm not sure if it still is a problem, but it was when it was first released, Windows 10 would cause a hard drive to be perpetually spinning and reading and writing data at 100% perpetually. If you have an older hard drive, that very well could kill it. Of course, they were also saying that Microsoft did not inform them of how much of a change this was, and that you should back up your data. And of course, people on Ars Technica in the comments, well, everyone knows you should back up your data. No, not end users. You know, even us in the tech world, we know we should back up our data. We still don't do it as much as we probably should. But nevertheless, we still do back up our data, you know, hopefully. And of course, a lot of people saying that I did not authorize Microsoft to put Windows 10 on my computer. So this class action lawsuit encompasses all of this. So basically, other people were saying that, you know, the system would say, oh yeah, your computer's compatible. And a lot of computers were not really compatible with Windows 10. And of course, they didn't come out and actually analyze it. Microsoft didn't come down and go, yes, we did a system scan. We found your computer. No, they put as much power into that as a malicious malware scanner does when it says, we found viruses in your computer. It didn't look for nothing. It's just programmed to say we have viruses. Microsoft did the same thing. We want everybody on Windows 10. We did a scan and your computer's compatible with Windows 10. No, Microsoft didn't do a scan. They just want Windows 10 on everything. And this lawsuit is bringing a lot of light to that, which is a fascinating thing, because then what would happen? So they also said, you know, they did not have a good ability to roll back, and I agree with that, because I forcibly, like, I still have a decent number of Windows computers laying around in some form or another. And none of the computers that I did not want Windows 10 on got Windows 10 on it. I did let one computer go to Windows 10 so I could preview it. I determined in a short period of time, Windows 10 is horrible and sucks, and so I rolled it back, but even in the rollback process, it still broke half the computer. It rolled back to Windows 8. Half the functions on the thing do not work anymore. So pretty much my option, I think I still have a system backup of the original stock 8.0. I could probably put that back on it and be good. Although I like 8.1 better than 8.0, so I don't know. But I'm kind of stuck with that in that respect. And, you know, so you have that issue. So, you know, Microsoft was a jerk with this move with the Windows 10 push. Of course, now they're even doing some planned obsolescence with not allowing updates on the newer breed of processors. So even if you did have a license key for 7 or a license key for 8 and you wanted to keep it and you have a newer system, you still can't update it, despite them having the statement that they will support it for a period of time. They won't. They're just lying. So you have all that kind of stuff going. So hopefully this turns into something, although unfortunately the stupid thing with class action lawsuits is, you know, the lawyers will get millions of dollars and each individual user will get $5 and a free ice cream cone or something, and that's about it. But, you know, the fact that you had all of these things going on and how aggressive this was, I really hope Microsoft loses this case. Even if it's not like a real good satisfactory thing to the end user, at least, there's something there. So, you know, you have that going on. Now, we got a lot of comment feed on this. Start complaining about Windows and you get a lot. All right. Darwin Award, still around. Awesome. Let's see. That's why my main OS is Linux and Windows only for gaming. Yes, Windows only for gaming. See, I'm not a gamer, so I don't have that problem. The only Windows game I like to play works perfectly under wine. Booyah! All right. How about new unused with Windows 7 Ultimate? Cool. Use Linux for everything else. Yes. Google buys Ubuntu. Woohoo! Go Ubuntu! That is an April Fool's joke, by the way. But yes. Linux Quest did an awesome video on that. You should go check his video out. Congrats on Linux Quest for 1,000 subs this week. That's awesome. I already fell for that one. Oh no, Ubuntu bought Google. Yes, Ubuntu bought Google. Now we can legitimately turn everything off. Yeah, right. Version is 14. Don't know what just grabbed and flashed. Oh, okay. Still talk about that Android thing. There you go. Okay, 8 and 8.1 were and still is garbage. Yes, but it was better than 10. Actually, I mean, I don't really care quite as much. There's a lot of things on 8 and 8.1 I thought were horrible, but I still like 8 better than 10. As from a UI perspective, you know, to me, the way I work, it generally still feels about the same. But, you know, that's kind of the way it is. Hold on. People are sending me stuff. I'm going to tell them on a live stream. Get him over here on a live stream. See if I can get more people over here. see if I can get Mavis Games guy over here on the live stream too. That'd be fun. All right, 8.1 is the secret 9. Yeah, does anybody know like the real reason why Windows 9 wasn't a thing? It wasn't like we're separating from Windows 8. This is so much better. No, it was because of a little old bug in programming where 9 was a code for this thing's going to run like Windows 95 or Windows 98. It was an old pre-NT thing. And so if you had Windows 9 as a name, it literally brick half of the old software that's still out there. But yeah, actually there was a quote 9 you could get on a developer's preview, etc. Let's see. Transcoding or Blu-ray. Got my Zebra thermal printer working on Manjaro. Sweet. Yeah, how'd that work out? I know I have my brother printer. I think the only computer that I have had a couple problems on a Linux Mint. I think everything else seemed to connect to my brother's printer okay. Other things in there. All right. Let's see. No. Didn't MS put ads into the OS? Unbelievable amounts at times. Now, I actually took my Windows 10 computer and I turned on all of the privacy settings. I turned everything on so that, you know, Microsoft, you can do anything and everything. Of course, my plan was to use it and see what type of ads I get. Unfortunately, I don't. The thing I keep on getting is crap showing up in the live tiles. And now they're, of course, pushing out the SkyDrive stuff, with all the SkyDrive stuff going out. And on their, or OneDrive, not SkyDrive, OneDrive. Yeah, whatever. OneDrive, right on the file manager. Which, to me, is just like, why? Why? All right, 10 beats 8 and 8.1 bad. Yeah, I don't know, maybe. From a UI perspective, 10's, I don't know. I do not know what to feel about 10. I'm a guy, I liked the start menu. And what they did back with 10 is not a start menu. It's a crap app menu. That's all it is. At 98, XP and 7 was the best. Yeah, XP totally rocked. I like 7. Best in spyware, I'm guessing. Thought someone leaked your Skype. What, my Skype? I don't know. My Skype is Western Mountain Web, I think. It's a business Skype. It's public. I got a long drive to get there, but I'll come that way. 8.1 was 9. Microcrap kept it a secret. All right. Downgrade the 10 to 9.5. Mostly looks like 7. Do you know if there's anything Red Fox, any DVD, these be Sly Softs, to rip Blu-rays? The only thing you'd look for Blu-rays, you might check if Handbrake does. I know Handbrake can do DVDs. I'm not sure if it does Blu-rays or not. And I actually don't have a Blu-ray player. So, and I agree with my brother. Whatever comes after Blu-ray, can we please all agree to ignore it? Just everybody, ignore it. Ignore what comes next. It didn't happen. It never happened. It never happened. Stick with what we got. I don't want to have to rebuild the collection again. Actually, that's why I haven't bought Blu-ray. I have no desire to buy movies again. And a lot of movies I like are old anyway, so I don't think they're going to master them any better. 10 is spyware. Absolutely. Not only spyware, I think 10 is spyware and malware. It does things you do not intend it to do, and that is the definition of malware. I don't even think Windows 10 start menu is a combo of 8.1 and 7. I think it's if you've ever had a Windows phone or worked on a Windows phone, the app menu in Windows 10 is exactly the same menu they had in on the Windows phone. It sucked. It was horrible. All right, last fun Microsoft article here. Whoops! So if you're using Office 365 to share documents, those seem to go public. And people just by doing simple searches on their search bar would reveal documents, physicians' documents containing public records of patients and password lists, links of social security numbers. What in the world is going on here? You know, and it's like, this is just one more reason, like, one of the few reasons I do not go to doctor's offices. I do not want all this crap in the cloud somewhere. Because they don't know how technology works. They're underpaying their clerks and the people working in their office. And then, of course, a lot of the hospitals pay for all that. And UMC's buying everyone up and just screwing the whole medical world even more than it already was. And so you end up with all this crap where everything's going up in the cloud. It's like, no, I do not want stuff in the cloud. I want the choice whether I have it in the cloud or not. I'd love to find an old physician somewhere who still does stuff on paper, and I'd use that guy forever. Come on, man. Come on. But anyway, if you've ever shared a doc with Office 365, double check this. It might have actually gone public for everybody. Let's see, this would be in Office 2016, Office 365. Basically, when you were sharing a document, it was being shared publicly, you know. To make it even worse, some of these would be archived on Google. Of course, they blocked the Google incoming searches, which is fun. And then, but yeah, there were some fun things here. Here's somebody had their copy of their passwords, all their passwords, accounts, everything else on there. This is great. So here's a sample. Maintenance logins and passwords for a number of devices, including metal detectors and security devices. List of names, addresses, social security numbers, bank account numbers, email addresses, and phone numbers apparently passed to a debt collector on behalf of a number paid. Literally, like, a debt collector had all this stuff passed over just in the ClearNet. Yeah. Medical data, including one physician's treatment logs and photos, as well as credentials for logging in the medical record system. Yeah, secure, man, HIPAA compliant. And new employee enrollment document with instructions on how to connect to a corporate internet gateway for the first time with a default username and password. Actual login password information saved as Word documents from an administrator email account. Whoops! Couple updates. They blocked some of these things. Of course, we could not have a live stream about Microsoft without hearing from Microsoft's amazing PR people. Docs.com lets customers showcase and share their documents with the world. As part of our commitment to protect customers, we are taking steps to help those who may have inadvertently published documents with sensitive information. Customers can review and update their settings by logging into their account. Yeah. Let me read that behind. My employer's an idiot. My employer's an idiot. My employer's an idiot. I'm tasked with making my employer look good, even though the whole world knows my employer's an idiot. My employer's an idiot. My employer's an idiot. Yeesh. It's kind of scary. Wow. Oh boy. Microsoft. They're just getting fun. Do you know, let's see, I think I already answered that one. I agree. It never happened. Never. Anyone tries the new Skype beta? I didn't know there was a Skype beta. I know there was a Skype alpha out there for Linux. I have looked at it. Actually, I did a couple calls on it, and it was... I think it could hold voice. It crashed every few minutes or so, like, 5-10 minutes. I could not do any screen sharing, anything like that. I've not heard if they've moved that into beta. That would be cool if it was. So I'll look into it. That's the problem is Skype for Linux works well, except I can't screen share. And actually, they broke it. It used to work just fine. But if somebody else is sharing their screen with me, it comes out as pixelated garbage. So I actually have to use a Mac for that. I will absolutely not put Skype on a Windows machine again. Not a chance. After that last update, and they're like, great news! We're going to update the thing for you automatically every time it needs it. Like, no, you're not. You're getting deleted and uninstalled right now. All right. Let's see. Anyone try? Let's see. MS, we're late on the whole data collecting thing. Thus, we have Windows 10. Yeah, they're like, man, we've been missing out on collecting all this data for a long time. I got it. Let's do an operating system that just collects everything. I kind of want to spin my head around in Tom Hanks fashion, and go everything like Woody on Toy Story there. All right, Microsoft. Quote, people hated our phone so much that it failed. Let's make all our stuff a joke just like it. Oh, all of our stuff just like it. Yeah. Great job, Microsoft. Yep. Microcrap is awesome. Use OpenOffice and WPS. No, I will not use WPS, Albert. And because WPS is not open source software, they have a big crazy EULA, and it's weird. I actually read it. LibreOffice, I think, is one of the best. There's OnlyOffice I did a review of. I wasn't a huge fan of OnlyOffice, but it is another option out there. WPS is free, but like I said, it's not open source. From Kingsoft, I believe. Of course, OpenOffice. Is OpenOffice still being developed? I thought they were stopping the development of OpenOffice. I'm not completely sure, though. Get for sharing stupid crap through 360. Yeah, I thought that was happening. I told my one buddy about doing that a few years ago. See, and the biggest problem with this isn't that I'm smart enough not to do that, but if some idiot company has collected all my data, they're not smart enough not to do that. And that's the problem with all the data collection. And, I got 2 scammers calling me today. I was too busy to deal with either one of them, so I just messed with them a little bit. But I keep on meaning to catch one of them, and if I catch one of them for long enough, I want to live stream it. But right now, be warned, the scammers that are calling you on the phone, they're not always trying to get you to do a whole lot more stuff right now. What they're trying to get you to do is they're trying to get you to say the word yes. And that's all they're trying to do. They will hang up on you once you say yes. And they're doing it by tricky ways. Are you over the age of 35? Oh, yes. Click. They'll hang up on you. That's all they wanted. All they wanted is to record you saying yes. Not only are they illegally calling me, now they're illegally wiretapping me too. Because in my state, it is illegal to record a phone conversation without 2-party consent. Of course, that means I'm going to live stream it for the whole world, which would probably violate the same thing, but they're already illegally robocalling me anyway, and they can't sue me on basis of a law they're already breaking. Anyway, so we'll see what happens in the end. Oh, boy. So watch out for the scammers. But why are all these scammers calling me now when, I'm pretty tight with my data? Well, it goes back to I applied for a job 9 years ago now. And they didn't hire me, but they kept all my information on record. And 7 years later, their electronic system was hacked. And I believe that that's what leaked my email. Because my email was, one of my emails was added to a scammer list and my phone number. I think that's what it was. Of course, they're like, our system was hacked. We're going to give you 1 year of jet monitoring service. Are you kidding me? That does nothing. Nothing. It's a worthless crap. Does nothing. And so that's the thing. In fact, I got to go on. I missed it last year. I do it every year. You should do it every year if you're in the United States. CreditReport.com. Get a copy of all 3 of your credit bureau reports. You can do that 1 time a year for free. Do that. I missed it last year, so I got to do that very soon. Just double check stuff. That's all you can do. It's just double check stuff. Make sure it's not working. All right. LibreOffice is better since Microsoft are Indian workers, some scammers too. Everything is possible. Yeah. In fact, next time I get one of these guys on the phone, I'm going to go ahead and ask him if Kelvin from Microsoft Technical Support is there, because I think I might have a virus on my computer. But I don't know. Let's see, for resume and vehicle maintenance schedules and RR inspection. Okay, can you tell me why bank accounts get hacked? That's some of the reason right there. Yep. Protected their users. What do you think about FreeBSD? I know nothing about FreeBSD, although you added it to my board the other day to look at. So when I know something about FreeBSD, I will let everyone know. Tried beta Skype, but still had some kind of bug and call disconnected during a conference. GhostBSD versus FreeBSD. I didn't know GhostBSD existed. I'll look into it. Is there anyone you trust to host email with a personalized domain? I don't know. Do not, when you're using a personalized domain, just get a cPanel account. Go look up the company EIG, Endurance International Group, and make sure your hosting company is not on their list. They are the crappiest, scummiest hosting companies out there. They're the ones responsible for a crummy hosting accounts that constantly get hacked and have horrible customer service. You have GoDaddy, you have EIG, and you have a few independent guys. We're using SiteGround for a few people right now, so SiteGround is a pretty good hosting. A2 hosting, when I want to move because my company was bought out by EIG, and unfortunately I service 50 different sites. And it's going to cost me about $5,000 and a month of time to move all the sites I manage, so I'm stuck with EIG. But A2 hosting is probably where I'm going to go to, so you might want to look at them. Like I said, SiteGround seems to be pretty good. The thing about SiteGround is they support the Let's Encrypt free SSL. So as long as you're not doing anything like really sharing a lot of private data, you still want your website on an SSL, and handy for your email to go through an SSL as well. So you might look at SiteGround, might be the best one. So buy your domain, use a SiteGround account, install the free SSL from Let's Encrypt, and that's probably what I would do. True OS, it's one of the best BSD. Woohoo! 1515. Yeah, I crossed 1500 today. That's awesome. How about Fastmail? I know nothing about Fastmail. Let's look some of these guys up here. Let's get off of the evil. Let's go back to my basic. Let's see. Let's just go back to this one here. Let's look up some of these. Fastmail. Yeah, I'm like, the downside for me, like, I've been in the tech world so long, I have this quibble about paying money specifically for an email account. I just don't want to do it. I don't know why. So I really have no idea about a lot of these services. There's, of course, Fastmail. You have all your free ones. There's some out there. In fact, I'm looking for a completely free weird anonymous email because I want to set one up to mess with scammers. So, like I said, we're using SiteGround with some people I'm working with. So this might be a hosting company, and, you can use them for email. Does pretty good. Never, by the way, if you're looking to get into a website, never, ever, ever buy WordPress hosting from any company. Usually it locks you out of running WordPress like it's supposed to be run. You want to just get a basic standard hosting plan and do a self-hosted WordPress install, and they will differ. You don't want all their extra crap stuff. This little $3.99 a month was generally good, except one of the things to worry about with putting your email on a domain like this is smartphone and free services like Gmail and Hotmail spoiled us in that we don't delete emails anymore. And I have a lot of clients that I sell a very small amount of hosting, which is perfect for a small business who doesn't want to pay a lot. And I manage it all myself, so they don't have to worry about dealing with a big company if there's a problem. But I'm finding a lot of people don't delete their emails enough, and so I'm constantly telling people you need to clear some emails off your server. And you never want to rely on your hosting company's server for your backup anyway. So I actually have this computer here when it's not running Linux Mint KDE, boots into Windows 8, and then I turn on Outlook, and it will just grab every email from all of them. There's probably like 30,000 emails in that computer, but it saves a hard archive of all emails in and out. And so that's one of the things you want to do, but it'll also clear the old emails off the server. And so you want to make sure you have some system that's going to clear emails off the server. And then, of course, like a good tech person, make backups of your data. You always want to do that. Use Gmail and Outlook. Go figure, Outlook. Yeah, I actually had Hotmail accounts, 2 Hotmail accounts before Microsoft bought them, and I still use those. I hate them, but that's where the cookie crumbled. Look out, it's Outlook. What's your opinion of Tor and a VPN? Okay, so VPN it's almost getting to a point now where it's getting to the point where, I don't know, you have to balance between, of course, Comcast just came out this week and said they're not ever going to sell ISP data. At least they're not yet. They're not selling data yet, and you can't opt out of ads. You can opt out of the collection. So Comcast has said all that. I'm still not a big advocate of using a VPN for security. And the reason is, first, the VPN has less regulation than the ISP. And second, now we have to trust the VPN to do it. And third, as another argument I didn't even think of, Level 1 Tech talked about it on their show this week on Tuesday, was that, when you're going in and out of a VPN, no, it wasn't him. It was somebody was. No, it wasn't Level 1. Who was it? It was Fast Gadgets. Fast Gadgets actually did a really good episode on VPN, I think yesterday, 2 days ago. I watched it yesterday, I think. So watch that from Fast Gadgets. He made a cool argument I never even thought of. When you're funneling everything in and out of VPN, you're losing bandwidth. And so I still would not use a VPN. I'd take other measures for security. Tor, if you're doing something serious, like if I woke up in the morning and I had some weird rash, and I'm like, I gotta look up this rash, and it's got weird stuff. I want to look that up on Tor. I don't want my internet service provider or Google knowing the types of things I'm looking up if they're sensitive like that. So you might use Tor. Now, if you're going to use Tor, downloading the Tor bundle is difficult to get messed up. You can have DNS leakage, so things will get around it. So if you're going to use Tor, just download Tails and use Tails as a live CD, a live key. That's going to be your best option for that. However, all that being said, I also find that Cubes is handy because Cubes will boot up with a ClearNet and with a Unix configured for Tor, and so you can go into your Tor browser from Cubes. And so if you're running Cubes, you can actually be running stuff on the regular internet, and then occasionally be like, oh, I might need to look up some symptom or something I don't want Google to know I'm looking at, or I don't want my ISP knowing I'm looking at, and you can look that up on Tor. Of course, using Tor, that might get somebody watching you closer. Got to be prepared for that. But, Tor is something I use every now and again, but not frequently. I generally, I just use Start Page. Everything goes through Start Page encrypted. And I don't know, I kind of thinking about doing a whole show just on Start Page and IX Quick, because I hear everyone talking about DuckDuckGo, and I don't hear anybody talking about Start Page. And I think DuckDuckGo sucks. Start Page gets you Google results. It just gets you the Google results through a proxy, so Google doesn't know who's searching for it. DuckDuckGo gives you search results from their algorithm, which is not very good. And on top of that, I don't like the search results that DuckDuckGo gives you as far as the page formatting. I think the page formatting on DuckDuckGo is annoying. And as a CSS expert, it really makes me annoying going, just make that font a little bit bigger and bold and it'd be perfect. But they won't. Let's see. Fastmail, $3 a month for 2 gigabytes. Gmail gives you 10 gigs for free. Why would you pay $1? Well, I don't know. Gmail does scan your email box to sell your data for private ad targeting. Maybe. Oh, wait. No, they don't. Wait. I don't know. That's why. That's why you might pay $3 for Fastmail, but I don't know what data they're collecting. Why do some people mention Windows and Mac but not Linux? Because they do not realize Linux exists. They are reviewing software. They say the app is compatible with Windows and Mac, but they say it's cross-platform. Because people people still do not realize the power of a Linux desktop. You say Linux to a lot of people, and they're like, command line. No, this operating system that I'm going on. Let me find my actual screen. There you go. There's good enough. So here's my screen. This is a very good operating system. I got this, I got a file explorer, I got web browsers, I can do all sorts of neat stuff on here, but people do not realize how powerful Linux actually is. That's why they don't talk about it. how much secure Tor and VPN. They're not going to collect data. It's going to be very secure, and you're going to want to wish you had a 55K dial-up modem. That's the problem. Tor is slow. You have to be aware that Tor is slow. Chip, because I almost don't want Google having my data. Yeah, there you go. ISP, my ISP blocked Tor's website. I have to use a VPN to get to it. Yeah, try Cubes. That might be fun. Try Tails' website too. Like I said, I'd use Tails before I'd use just the basic Tor bundle. It's like Eli the computer guy was talking about this one day. He's like, I wouldn't use Tor. He's saying, it's like, I wouldn't use Tor. I wouldn't go and do something with a prostitute. But if you're gonna use Tails, that's how he put it. Gives you free email box with your service. Yeah, and add-ons overpriced. I think duck sucks also. Yeah, you know, I saw a duck in the grocery store today. I was gonna roast up a chicken tomorrow, so I was thinking about buying a duck, but now I'll go with safe route. I'll get the chicken. Tor VPN versus stay offline. Stay offline, much more secure. Might be better for you too, right, Chip? But I like MS Exchange or IMAP with email personalized domain. Yeah, you know, I think IMAP's the thing that gets us in the trouble with not deleting messages, but yeah. MS has a deal that ends today. $20 for 5 personal email accounts, and you can renew each year. Yeah, never. Like, some of these services, like Yahoo did the same thing. I'm guessing it's going to be the same with MS. Hi, Muggles. How are you? Just because Muggles came on. Here's the kitty cam, Muggles. Kitty cam. Bodacious kitty cam. All right. So here with this, like, I actually had the painstaking horror of trying to get a domain away from Yahoo once. It was not fun. It was not fun at all. It was kind of crazy. DuckDuckGo is what I'm saying, huh? Let's see. Linux Lite released 3.4 today. OMG, it's awesome. Yeah, I'll look at that. Linux Lite is pretty cool. I like Linux Lite. Pretty nice. I think there was one more article I wanted to wrap up on today, and I forgot to throw it on my list. If we keep on the discussions going, I'll stay on for a while, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I also did not get a chance to eat yet, but let's see. There was a neat article. You know, it might have been earlier this week, but it was basically about critically thinking, and they're talking about how history and archaeology might do a better job than science at teaching people to critically think, and their entire analysis was looking at conspiracy theories. I kind of wanted to grab my tinfoil hat for that discussion. Let me show you why I don't like DuckDuckGo while we're here. They're actually getting better. Their search results are coming up a whole lot better. Like, these all used to be all the same color and all the same size. And it was like one blosh of text that would just blur together. So it is looking better. So for sure, it looks like they are getting a little bit better. I still can't. Let's see. So over here, I like on start page how we have the contrasty colors. I like that I can really quickly see what the domain is, because that's really important for me. Here I really can't, because it's smaller and a lot lighter color. Now, every time I look at this, it is getting better. So maybe it's getting to the point where DuckDuckGo might kind of become good. The tinfoil hat, hold on, let me grab my hat real quick. There you go, there's my hat. Just for those that like my hat, I'll put my hat on for the rest of the show here. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about with tinfoil hat. I might. I'm not sure. I'm thinking I want to talk about, somebody had pointed me to the light bulb conspiracy the other day on planned obsolescence, and I watched it, and it is actually totally awesome. I was thinking about either doing a tinfoil hat time on that, Or I'm thinking about doing maybe doing a live stream on that to get a lot more people's thoughts and inputs. I don't know. What's people's thoughts on that? Tinfoil hat time or a live stream discussion on the light bulb conspiracy and planned obsolescence? Thoughts? Let's see what people say while I read through these comments here. Duck meat is really greasy. Yeah, I've had some duck meat every now and again. What VPN to use? I have no idea. I cannot tell you what VPN to use. The only VPN I use is on my Raspberry Pi. When I leave the office for any period of time, I plug this guy in. It's a VPN. That way I can still access my network servers when I'm out of the office. VPN was designed to access other network resources. That's what VPN was designed for. Yes, it can do the security and privacy. I'm just not buying into that at this point in time. I think it's just passing all the same information just to a different person, and I'm not sure I can trust that person any more than I can trust my ISP. So that's my thoughts there. Of course, if you are out at a coffee shop, if you regularly find yourself there, either create your own VPN to go back to your home network, or you can get a VPN subscription there. I have no idea. Ars Technica has some good VPN recommendations. You can check over there, and I think a lot of other people do also. Just avoid people's marketing ideas and watch out for anybody selling affiliate accounts. I was actually pleased, though. I saw something regarding the cross-platform. I did see something recently that did include Linux as something it worked on. I forget what it was. Switched to InfoWars. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. Alex Jones scares the bejeebers out of me. I do not like that guy. He's creepy. Needs an antenna. Yeah, maybe I'll put an antenna on the hat. All right, I'll think about it. Tinfoil hat, alien antenna. Yeah. Live on a weekend. All right, live on a weekend. Who knows? What if we do this? What if we do a live tinfoil hat time on a Sunday afternoon? The only problem is I wouldn't have the blog post written for it until later if I get to it at all. Tinfoil. Man, these talks are awesome. Have you tried Zorin? Yeah, I actually have a video on Zorin out there somewhere. I think. Let's see. Let's see if I can find my Zorin video here. Videos and search Zorin. Pros and cons of Zorin. So yes, I did do a Zorin video out there, so it is up there. My thoughts, I don't remember. If I remember correctly, I liked their GNOME. If I wanted to run a GNOME installation, this is probably the one I'd do because it allowed you to bounce between a GNOME that looked a lot like a Mac and a GNOME that looked a lot like a PC. I think that was with the extra package. But overall, it was a pretty good, pretty full system. Can't. I work Sundays. All right, I won't do it on a Sunday then. We'll do a special non-blogged tinfoil hat time where we'll talk about it. I think that's the overall premise is we'll do some point in time a live stream on planned obsolescence, and I will wear the tinfoil hat. And we'll call it a tinfoil hat live or something. Let's see. Cross-platform was ARM. Elon Musk wants to connect our brains to computers. Imagine your brain being hacked or whipped. Yeah, I don't want to imagine my brain being hacked or whipped. Mint is better than Zorin. Yeah, I agree. I'm using Linux Mint. Oh boy. Well, it's 10:15. I actually only eat once a day, and I haven't done. No, actually, I did eat 2 eggs today because I did do a little bit of weightlifting. So all I've had today so far was 2 eggs, and I think I'm itching to have some chicken and asparagus covered with cheese and a medley of vegetables. And so I'm gonna get off and start cooking that up, and I will chat with all you guys later. It's great hanging out with everybody. And yeah, sometime, I'm not sure exactly when, but sometime I will put on the tinfoil hat and we'll do a tinfoil hat time discussion on planned obsolescence. I may or may not have an article to go with it, but we'll kind of do that one live. We'll see what can happen there. And so with that, hey, congratulations on the internet. The internet did not crash. And I think I'm going to end out with my, if I can find it, there's my exit screen. I'm just going to put my exit screen today, definitely just because the 2 images that I grabbed for the background, I do not know what their copyrights and blah, blah, blahs happen to be. So those are the 2 websites I got those at. One of them seems to be like a church website. The other one's like some people that really hated Microsoft even more than I do. So anyway, that's where I stole the images from. Of course, I did a couple quick edits in GIMP with those. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Switch to Linux Live, and I will go for the cheese. I will go for the cheese. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will catch everybody later.